What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel, where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, put it on all so you can get notified for the latest content on this channel. I've had a little bit of a hiatus, been on holiday, been to Corfu for a little while, so there hasn't been any videos for a while. But anyway, let's get into it. This is the fight week for Usyk versus Joshua 2. And as we know, there's been a lot of media going on. I've seen the open workouts yesterday. Usyk was doing his little tricks with the coins, whereas Anthony Joshua was taking it a bit more, I suppose he was doing a bit more boxing. He was doing pad work with Angel Fernandez. Garcia was sort of giving instructions from the sideline. So there were two different approaches. Usyk was having fun, was doing his own thing, doing his tricks, done a little bit of light shadow boxing, just feeling things out and stuff, so he wasn't giving that much away. Joshua was more on the padlock side of things. Today I believe they're going to have the press conference, and then later on Friday I believe it is, there's going to be the weigh-in. So big fight week. Both guys getting asked quite a lot of questions, and in this video what I want to go into is basically my sort of thoughts, my prediction on the fight, on what will happen, because this is it now. Been looking forward to it. There hasn't been much promotion of this fight by Sky. The promotion seems to have just been starting, I don't know, like sort of beginning of this week pretty much. This is the most promotion. A lot of it's been coming from sort of YouTube channels and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, let's get into it. So Usyk, last time we know, he put on an absolute masterclass. He was the underdog going into the first fight. Most people thought Joshua should be too big, too strong. They saw what Derek Chisora was able to do with Oleksander Usyk, and you know, you thought, well, Joshua's better than Chisora, so therefore he'll have an easier time to figure it out. But no, that was not what happened. Last time Usyk put on a boxing masterclass, completely schooled Anthony Joshua. Joshua, you know, you may give him, let's say, 3 rounds out of the last fight, and that's about it. And you know, Usyk, as of late, you know, we know he outboxed Joshua last time, schooled him. In terms of the latest pictures, videos we've seen of him, he seems to have put on a bit of size. He seems to have bulked up a little bit. And if the pictures we've seen in the media from his own videos and stuff are to be believed, then it looks like Usyk has at least put on some weight or put on some muscle. So that could mean that Usyk is going in there to sort of stand his ground. Last time he outboxed Joshua, he did hurt Joshua, especially towards the end, with Joshua going into exhaustion. So he could be going in there to sort of stand his ground, looking to use a bit of strength, putting on the size to stand his ground, to be strong with Anthony Joshua, to stand at times toe-to-toe with Joshua, and maybe he's looking to get Anthony Joshua out of there, not leave it to the judges. For me, in terms of tactics for Usyk, I think Usyk can just simply stick to his boxing as he did the last time, use very similar tactics, and then perhaps add a little bit more aggression and perhaps step up the pace a little bit earlier and see if he can get Joshua to gas, and then look to take Joshua out in the latter round. I think that's what he can do in this fight, you know, because Joshua couldn't seem to get to grips with what Oleksander Usyk was doing, the movement, the head movement, the feinting, the playing with the lead right hand. Joshua just couldn't seem to handle that last time. So Usyk could pretty much stick to a lot of what he was doing last time, and then as the fight wears on, you know, fight at a high pace with Joshua, and then just stick it on Joshua towards the end of the fight, and then look to sort of get him out of there. I think that's what he can do. Just use those bamboozling tactics, the feints, the foot movement, the rolling in and out of range, and you know, confuse Anthony Joshua and just sort of look to outbox him, get more aggressive, take Joshua out towards the end of the fight. I think that's what he can sort of do there to win the fight. I think the advantage Usyk has going into this fight as well is that Usyk will be, I think, from his preparations from the first fight, Usyk would have been ready going into the first fight for an aggressive version of Anthony Joshua. I kind of agree with, I think it was either Matt Macklin or Paul Smith, or maybe they both said this on the Sky broadcast when they were doing the open workouts, that look, Usyk would have been prepared in the first fight to go at it with a more aggressive Anthony Joshua. They reckon, as do I, that basically Usyk would have been expecting Anthony Joshua to be very aggressive in the first fight. So when Joshua tried to outbox Usyk in the first fight, that would have been a bit of a surprise, but a welcome surprise for Oleksander Usyk, because boxing is his thing. He's the technical guy. He's I would say sort of the quicker guy, quicker of foot and more fleet-footed guy. So a boxing match suited Oleksander Usyk. So his luck was really in. He must have really enjoyed that first fight, because tactically Joshua played right into his hands. But anyway, that's my sort of thoughts on Usyk. He can just use his boxing, be slick, be smooth, step up the pace, and possibly try and take Joshua out. Now, in terms of Joshua, for him to win this fight, I think what he's got to do is he's got to invest in attacking the body from the word go. From round one, he's got to go in there, be aggressive, but don't be reckless. And one of the keys for him is that he must go for the body. He must attack the body early, because early on in the fight, Usyk's going to be fresh, he's going to be moving, he's going to be very slick, and he's a difficult guy to catch. So for me, if I'm Anthony Joshua, if I'm his team, going into that first round, from the word go, attack the body, try to walk Usyk down, use your footwork to put pressure on Usyk, and attack the body, focus on that body, put water in the basement, as Teddy Atlas likes to say, work that body, and try to invest in that body attack from early, so that what he can do is slow Usyk down, and so that he puts that investment in, so that hopefully down the line Usyk won't be able to fight at such a high pace, so that he can sort of just slow him down, slow the pace down, and make it more his type of fight. So I think body attack is very, very important for Anthony Joshua. Another thing I think is that Anthony Joshua cannot afford to be kind of predictable like he was last time in the fight, where Usyk was able to, as Chris Andre said in his video, Usyk would play games with the left hand, just tap, 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 and then bang, and Joshua wouldn't really see things coming. He was falling for every feint Usyk threw. Every time when Usyk was feinting, Joshua would make these exaggerated movements and get himself in a bit of a mess, and he would sort of fall for everything Usyk was doing. I think this time needs to be a lot calmer, needs to be kind of patient here, and he can't afford to be sort of predictable. He's got to try not to react to Usyk's feints. I hope that the team and everyone will sort of prepare him for the idea that, yes, Usyk is a very good, intelligent boxer. He feints a lot. He plays with the lead hand a lot. And Joshua's got to be kind of stoic. He's got to be kind of, not give everything away. Try to keep it nice and tight, and sort of wait for his opportunities a little bit more. Don't react to every time Usyk feints like he was making these big, exaggerated movements whenever Usyk feints. So it's got to not be predictable. And he's got to use a bit of the feinting and stuff himself, I believe, when it comes to this fight. I think, as I've said, patience is going to be key here for Joshua. And I believe even by Joshua working with sort of a low punch output, at least in the sort of beginning of the fight, where he sort of moves forward, puts Usyk under pressure, with the feet, with the footwork, without extending too much, without throwing too much bombs early. If he can sort of do that, use sort of a low output and sort of stalk Usyk with the feet and just try to trap Usyk a bit, and then just when he sees that opportunity, when he sees that opening, much like what Deontay Wilder kind of did with Luis Ortiz, where Luis Ortiz was winning the fight, winning the boxing match, but then Wilder was just looking for that one opportunity to land that right hand, and he got it. When that opportunity came, bang, it jumps all over him, the fight's over. I think having that sort of patience, of course Wilder hits a bit harder than Joshua, I think, but having that sort of patience with it, where you relax, You're waiting for your opportunity. You might have to take a few shots, but be a bit patient with this guy because you know how skilled he is. Have a bit of patience, work with possibly a low output, but really, you know, look for your countering opportunities. And every time you see that little opportunity or that slight opening, just explode on Usyk with big shots. Try to just stalk him. Don't do too much, work with a little low output. And every time you get that opportunity with Usyk, bang, you explode on him with sort of bursts of shots. As I said, yeah, it's AJ for this fight. In order to win, for me, he's got to sort of preserve his energy early on, put the pressure with the feet, and you know, just fighting those bursts. As soon as he gets Usyk sort of cornered or getting him towards the ropes or get set wherever he is, whenever that opportunity comes, just bang, 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 bursts of punches is how I think Joshua's got to work, because I don't think he's got the engine like an Usyk or like some of these other fighters to fight at a high pace for 12 rounds. So I reckon what AJ's got to do, just stalk Usyk. When he pushes him back, gets the opportunity, burst at him with, you know, fight with those bursts of punches, little short combination, bang, 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 and then just get back to your, you know, step off to the side or whatever you need to do. And for me, that's what he's got to do there. I think fighting in bursts is going to be key for Anthony Joshua, because he does gas in fights. He gassed in the last fight, so he doesn't have the best engine. But if he sort of sticks to pressuring Usyk, not throwing too much, but when he gets those good opportunities, explode on him, bam, 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 throw combination punches, and a lot of those have got to be to the body, especially early on. Another key point on this, I believe, is that Joshua needs to, as many have said, Carl Froch said, a lot of guys have said, Joshua needs to rough Usyk up. He needs to find some way to make him feel very uncomfortable in that ring, whether it's hitting him a bit low, hitting him behind the head, holding him, grabbing him, pushing him. You know, he's got to do something to sort of rough Usyk up and make Usyk uncomfortable, because that's going to be the key to winning this fight. You know, got to punch him in the gut, hold him and hit him. He's got to do whatever he needs to do to make Usyk feel uncomfortable in that ring, because we saw the last fight, Usyk felt very, very comfortable for the most part. There were certain parts where he got hurt and then he was good at disguising it. But in order to be victorious in this fight, Anthony Joshua has to make Usyk feel uncomfortable, whether he's got to use a little bit of dirty tactics, rough him up, grab him up, push him, prod him, poke him, hit him in the hips, hit him wherever he needs to hit him to make him feel uncomfortable, because Usyk is a super confident guy, super confident character, and he seems to have unshakable confidence, and Joshua's got to do something to shake that confidence. He's got to do something to upset Usyk, to make him uncomfortable, to make him look to the referee for help or something like that. And now, in terms of who I think will win this, as much as I give Joshua a very, very good chance to win this fight, for me, I think Usyk most likely will win again this fight. But I do give Joshua a very, very good chance. But having seen the first fight, it's so hard to pick against Oleksander Usyk. I support Joshua, of course, you know, fellow Brit and everything, but I can only go by what I've seen, and based on what I've seen in the previous fight, to me it looks like another Usyk victory. I'm not sure whether it comes inside the distance or not, but for me, I just think Usyk's going to do the job again. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, it's MKO Pugilism, over and out.